We want to give you an inside experience of our brain, of our mind, to how we looked at questions that were traditionally asked in animal communication per se, and why or how we've come up with the questions that are now in the deck. So we'll give you some examples. So Pieda's going to take us through that now.
Yeah, as we have already said a few times, we have been really interested in the last few years to get better at asking questions to our animals and other people's animals too. There are a couple of things that we thought that were really, really relevant when the time to ask questions to animals came. One of them is that they shouldn't be too open, because if they are too open, the animal may not understand what the question means, or they don't know how to answer properly to the question. I mean, this question, so are you happy? What's the meaning of happy? What does an animal understand of what happiness is? Is it the same for us? Is it different for them? So if you just ask, are you happy? This question probably will cause some kind of, I don't know what to say, from the animal. And on the other hand, if they are too short, I mean, for example, as we said yesterday, this question and answer about colors or favorite person or favorite place or yes or no, if we ask all the time yes or no questions, the minute they say yes, the conversation ends. So we wanted to go further and find the balance between being an open question, and also the other thing that we thought was really, really important was bringing all the intuitive senses, or many intuitive senses, the possibility, inviting the animal to use them when they gave us their answers. Especially, and Joanna and I think that most people in our community are really fans of emotions, because animals move by emotions. They don't have a critical thinking, oh, what should I do now? I think it's better. I have to think of the pros and cons, and then I go for this. No, they move by emotions, also instinct, and emotions are very relevant. So we wanted questions that trigger, that involve all the intuitive senses and especially emotions, because it's through emotion is when we really connect with our animals, and when we really, really get the bond and then a deeper understanding and a deeper knowledge of them. So let me guide you through a few examples of what traditional or usual questions are and how we have changed them in our cards. So as John said, we have 3 different categories. One is curiosity. These cards, as the name suggests, include inspiring questions that will help you to explore and learn about unexpected aspects of your animals. The concern category approaches different topics such as health issues or end-of-life issues from a caring, supportive way. And then we have the contemplation category, which is mainly thought to be asked to animals in spirit. We are really, really proud of all the categories and all the questions in these 3 categories, but I think that especially in the contemplation category, because normally, as we will see, once we have communicated with our animal in spirit, normally there are no more questions. We can't think apart from where are you or what are you doing? Are you on a mission? Are you going to reincarnate? Then the conversation ends. But we have found that we can really have more questions and have deeper conversations with them. So on the left, you have the usual questions, and on the right, you have these questions belong to our deck, okay? So for example, you want to ask your animal, do you like cuddles? This is a typical yes or no question. Imagine that your animal say yes. So that's it, or no. But instead of that, look at the question we offer. How do you experience hugs? Connect with emotions and physical sensations. These are not just simple questions because they are prompts. From there, you can ask, what about the smell? How does it feel? What smell do you get when you hug me? What about the sound? Can you hear my heartbeat or my breathing? Is it comforting? Is it relaxing? What emotions does the physical touch with me have on you? Can you see the difference? How different sounds do you like, Cattles, to how the range of information that we can get from asking this question in a different way? Or for example, as this is something we all want to tell our animals, you know that I love you very much, don't you? And probably the animals, yeah, yes, I know. But how do you like to be shown how much I love you and appreciate you? And from there, the same. You can explore. For example, imagine that your animal gives you an answer, whatever the answer is. When in the morning you wake up and hug me, or then what emotion does this bring to you? What sensation? So there is always more, and more once we start asking this kind of questions. These examples should be enough for you to raise your interest and curiosity. So the concern category, are you okay when we are not together? Some of us who have rescue animals, they may have separation anxiety or are not okay when they are left alone. But are you okay when we are not together? No. When we are apart, how can we help each other feel safe and happy? That's something very different, because the animal may tell you, that's okay, I'm fine, or no, I really freak out when you leave me because I get anxious or whatever. But the next step is, how can we support? You can offer healing. So I think that's a huge difference between asking, are you okay? And the question we offer. Or for example, are you okay? This is also, are they the same as, are they happy? So how does your body feel today in the case that this is related to a health issue? Where there may be discomfort, is it intermittent or constant? And then we can move on a scale from 0 being nothing to 10 being a lot. Where are you at the discomfort? Is there anything I can do to support you? Do you need therapy? What kind of therapy? And then we can go on and on and on and on asking and getting more information from our animal. The contemplation category, as I said, is they are very special. For example, did you have a good life with me? All of us need comfort when our animal leaves this realm and go into a spirit, because we need reassurance that we did our best, that we gave them everything they needed. So did you have a good life with me? But again, we have a yes or no question. But look at the question we offer. How has living with me impacted your life and overall well-being? And this is the beginning, because you can move on to the spiritual side of their life. What impact did living with me have on your spiritual life, on your soul, on your higher self? Or emotionally, did you evolve? What did you experience? What was the dominant emotion along our lives together? So that's very, very different. And one more, was dying a painful experience? We fear that our animals had a rough time when they passed, but instead of that, why not having a more open-minded, positive approach of what passing is? Was your end of life the opening of a new adventure? Can you describe this to me? So how does it sound? Can you see the difference between the usual questions and the way we have rephrased them? And it's that every time I read them, I can see that they are so deep that they can open up such beautiful conversations, that I think that it's going to be a very amazing journey with our animals once we start with them. So yeah.
Oh, thank you for that, Piedad. I hope that was helpful for you to appreciate that it's taken a journey of testing it out, because it's so important when we're offering you way, and I always like to use the word suggestion, because Animal communication is incredibly personal. You have your own style, you have your own approach. Whoever you are learning from, whoever you're listening to, they are sharing how animal communication works for them. It's not, this is how it is. So as much as Pierre and I are so enthralled and so excited about the rephrasing of the questions from the traditional way, we are also saying to you, it is a suggestion that it's something that you can try. And that's what I'd like you to do now that you have 62 questions at your fingertips, so that if one of the questions you're not experiencing information coming through, move on to the next one. Move on to the next one. I'm a great believer in momentum. Sometimes, yes, it can be about pausing and giving it some time, but there is where you're not allowing your critical mind to come in and take over. So when you have the variety of the questions, it starts to help you for your mind to then go, okay, hang on a minute, I'm a little bit more relaxed now. I'm on to the fourth and fifth. Oh, this question really draws me. And that's what gave me the idea to create a card deck, because card decks are intuitive energy tools. So this is what they will look like on your card app. So curiosity, you've got the question, how do you experience hugs? Connect with emotions and physical sensations. And then we have, how do you like to be shown? How much I love and appreciate you. And then we have the concern, which is in the yellow or gold. When we are apart, how can we help each other feel safe and happy? How does your body feel today? Where there may be discomfort, is it intermittent or constant? And then the purple represents the cards with questions that you can share with your animals in spirit. How has living with me impacted your life and overall well-being? You may even look at this question and feel that you can ask your animal who is currently in their physical body, living a physical life with you. And you know, it doesn't matter if they are a puppy or 7 years old or in their senior, because we really want to know, you know, this is such a deeper question than are you happy? Because really, when we are asking, are you happy? We want to know if their life with us is a good one. So this question actually can be applied to both living and animals in spirit. And the contemplation card for, was your end of life the opening of a new adventure? This could actually be something you can ask your animal as they are in the latter stage of their transitioning, so that we're not afraid, because often we're so caught up with their dying process that all we're concerned about is, you know, when is the right time? And, you know, are they in pain? And all those are important questions too. But when our animals are very close to leaving their physical body, their spirit becomes stronger. Their spirit wants to communicate. So it's a beautiful way of allowing our animals to communicate with us at a time when we are really worried, but it allows us to also shift the perspective of where they're at when they're in that stage.